Kurinji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurinji Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
In continuation to the last class, in this class we start with the discussion of elastic moduli. Elastic moduli, right? Okay. See here, we are going to discuss about modulus of elasticity and different, that is what Young's modulus of elasticity, and in our upcoming classes bulk modulus of elasticity and rigidity modulus of elasticity, right? That is what you can call them as Young's modulus, shear modulus and bulk modulus. Okay, right. In this class we are going to concentrate about Young's modulus of elasticity and along with two example problems. Okay, right. See this. First, what is elastic moduli? What is elastic moduli? In our previous class, we discussed about stress strain curve. Stress strain curve. There itself, we discussed about different regions and different points. Especially if you see that the region OA, so one graph I drew in the last class, that is what figure 9.3. So there if you observe carefully, if you see the region of OA, what can we say? So in the region OA, which is, we can call it as the proportional region. The proportional region within the elastic limit of the stress strain curve, within the elastic limit of the stress strain curve is of great importance for structural and manufacturing engineering designs, right? So what I want to concluding regarding the region of OA from that picture or figure or graph 9.3 means, in that region OA, which you can call it as the proportional region where Hooke's law is valid within the elastic limit. Hooke's law is valid within the elastic limit of the stress strain curve. Okay. This region has great importance regarding the structural and manufacturing of engineering designs. Engineering designs. You know, regarding the mechanical engineering, we have, that is what very large scale industries now. So there, this is what that region within the elastic limit, the validity of the region which follows the Hooke's law within the elastic limit, and that region you can also call it as the proportional region. Okay, right. Now, if you take the ratio of tensile or compressive stress to the longitudinal strain, if you take the ratio of tensile or longitudinal tensile or compressive stress, if you take the ratio of tensile or compressive stress and to the longitudinal strain, which is called as basically Young's modulus. But before that I want to say, if you take the ratio of stress to strain, that quantity what we are getting, which is because of the ratio of stress to strain, we are calling it as modulus of elasticity. Modulus of elasticity. See here I have written the ratio of stress and strain called modulus of elasticity is found to be the characteristic of the material, is found to be the characteristic of the material. Right. Now we are going to discuss Young's modulus. Young's is the name of the scientist. Young's modulus. So the experimental observations, see what we discussed in our previous class. The experimental observations shows that for a given material, the magnitude of the strain produced is same, whether the stress is tensile or compressive. I'll repeat once again. The experimental observations shows that for a given material, the magnitude of the strain produced is same, whether the stress is tensile or compressive. Right? Okay. Next, if you take the ratio of tensile or compressive stress to the longitudinal strain, is defined as Young's modulus, and is denoted by the symbol Y. You can see here. This is the symbol to represent Young's modulus of elasticity, right? So in this Young's modulus, I want to say two things. One is experimental observations shows that for a given material, the magnitude of the strain produced is same, whether the stress is tensile or compressive. And the second point is giving the mathematical formula as well as the conceptual definition. That is what the ratio of tensile or compressive stress to the longitudinal strain is defined as the Young's modulus of elasticity. That is what Young's modulus, and is denoted by the symbol Y. Okay. See here, Y is equal to sigma by E. See here. Now, you can also write, what can we see? What is the formula for stress? Generally, force per unit area. Actually, it is restoring force per unit area, but I am saying that it is force per unit area. See, we can also write Y is equal to F by A. Longitudinal strain means change in length by original length. No? So, in the same chapter from our previous classes, you can write. So, longitudinal strain means that is a change in length by original length, and tensile or compressive stress means restoring force per unit area. Right. See, mathematically it is F by A divided by delta L by L. No? So, if you take this delta L by L to the numerator, then it is F into L by A into delta L. See, Young's modulus is equal to tensile or compressive stress by longitudinal strain. Okay, anyhow you can say it is the ratio of stress to strain. Strain has no unit. Strain has no dimension. Strain is a physical quantity which has no unit and which has no dimensional formula. That's why whatever the unit the stress has, which is the same as Young's modulus. So, the unit of Young's modulus is same as stress. So, here I have written SI unit is Newton per meter square or Pascal. Okay, right. Here there is a small table, right? You can see the table, right? Here it is what substance, Young's modulus, elastic limit, tensile strength, right? See the substances, see for example aluminum, copper, iron, okay, then steel, then bone, right, bone, in biology you are getting bone, and in that bone two things, that is what tensile and next compressive. You can see the table, the values also you can see. The value of Young's, for example, the value of Young's modulus for aluminum is 70, copper is 120, iron is 190, steel is 200. Similarly, regarding the bone, tensile is 16 and compressive is 9. If you see the elastic limit, that is what order of 10 to the power of 7 Newton per meter square. In terms of percentage, here for aluminum it is 18%, and copper it is 20%, iron it is 17%, steel it is 30%. Next, tensile strength, which is order of 10 to the power of 7 Newton per meter square. That is what sigma u. It is sigma y, it is sigma u. So what is sigma y and what is sigma u? We discussed in our previous class. So regarding the tensile strength, for aluminium it is 20, and copper it is 40, and iron it is 33, steel it is 50, and regarding the bone, for tensile it is 12, and for compressive also 12. So here for different substances like aluminium, copper, iron, steel, bone, we had the values of Young's modulus in terms of, we had the values of Young's modulus order of 10 to the power of 9 Newton per meter square. That is what you can write it as sigma y, and then we also have elastic limit, that is order of 10 to the power of 7 Newton per meter square in terms of percentage. And then we also having the values of tensile strength for different substances, order of 10 to the power of 7 Newton per meter square, Newton per meter square. There, that is sigma u, sigma u, right. So that is only he is saying. So this table gives the values of Young's moduli and yield strength of some materials. And if you observe this table, that is, you can notice that for metals Young's moduli are large. Therefore, these materials, that is what metals, require a large force, requires a large force to produce small change in length. That is what stronger, like steel, iron, okay, that is. So observe carefully, Amma. So the metals requires a large force to produce small change in length, right. To increase the length of a thin steel wire of 0.1 centimeter square cross sectional area by 0.1%, a force of 2000 newtons is required. So it is what the industrial calculation. He has given one small example. With that example, you can understand the strength and that is what the power of the metal. For example, if you take the steel wire of cross sectional area 0.1 square centimeter, if you want to increase the length of a thin steel wire of 0.1 square centimeter cross sectional area by 0.1%, a force of 2000 newtons is required. You just imagine, okay. That's why the force required to produce of the same strain in aluminium, brass and copper wires having the same cross sectional area are 690 newtons, 900 newtons, 1100 newtons, right, respectively. So that is what the steel required more force to give the same amount of stretching when compared to the aluminium, brass and copper. It means that the steel is more elastic than copper. That is a very important point. It means that based on this data, you can say the steel is more elastic. Steel is more elastic than copper, right, brass and aluminium. So when compared to the copper, brass and aluminium, steel is more elastic. That is the reason steel preferred in heavy duty machines and in structural designs. So because of more elastic in nature, steel preferred in heavy duty machines and in structural designs, okay, right. Wood, bone, concrete and glass have rather small Young's moduli. Wood, bone, concrete and glass have rather small Young's moduli, okay, right. Next, see here, ma. So in continuation to this what we discussed, that is Young's modulus, we have some example problems. First we will discuss the example 9.1 and then we will go for example 9.2. See here, example 9.1. A structural steel rod has a radius of 10 millimeters and a length of 1 meter. a structural steel rod has a radius of 10 millimeters and a length of 1 meter. A 100 kilonewton, kilo means 10 power 3, a 100 kilonewton force stretches it along its length. A 100 kilonewton force stretches it along its length. Calculate A, stress, B, elongation, and C, strain on the rod. We have to calculate three things: stress, elongation, and strain. Further, they also given the value of Young's modulus of structural steel, that is 2.0 into 10 to the power of 11 Newton per meter square. That is 2.0 into 10 to the power of 11 Newton per meter square. So three things are there, three values they have given. One is radius of the rod, that is 10 millimeters, and length of the rod, that is 1 meters, and they also given the applied force, that is 100 kilonewtons. Along with these three values, they also given one constant value, like that is Young's modulus of structural steel, 2.0 into 10 to the power of 11 Newton per meter square. So based on this given data, we have to calculate stress, elongation, and strain on the rod. Right. See, now we are going to discuss the answer. See, before going to discuss the answer, you just imagine the rod is held by a clamp at one end. The rod is held by a clamp at one end, and the force capital F is applied at the other end, that is 100 kilonewtons force, right? You just imagine a rod is like this. So this end is connected to the clamp, and at this end we are going to apply 100 kilonewtons force. You just imagine the situation. And parallel to the length of the rod, right? The force is applied at the other end parallel to the length of the rod. See, parallel to the length of the rod means what? Like this, right? So here, like it's a pulling. You can imagine like a pulling with 100 kilonewtons force, right? Then what is the stress on the rod is given by. So stress is formula is the force by area, no? Right? What is the force? And okay, right? Area is pi r square. I already told you kilo means 10 power 3. So kilonewton is not the SI unit. So Newton is the SI unit. So 100 into 10 power 3 into Newton, right? Divided by pi r square, no, area of cross section, right? It is pi r square. So pi means 3.14 into r means 10 power minus 2. R means 10 power minus 2. It is what? 10 millimeters you have to convert into meters, right? That's why 10 power minus 2 meter whole square. That is equal to 3.18 into 10 power 8. 3.18 into 10 power 8 Newton per meter square. 3.18 into 10 to the power of 8 Newton per meter square. That is the stress. Next, elongation. See, the elongation delta L is equal to F by A into capital L divided by Y. The elongation delta L is equal to F by A into capital L by Y. That is equal to F by A, already we calculated here, 3.18 into 10 power 8. See, this is what we are getting from this. See, just now we discussed Y is equal to F by A by delta L by L. From this only we are writing the elongation, that is what delta L. F by A into L by Y. So 3.18 into 10 to the power of 8 into 1 meter divided by 2 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square. 2 into 10 power 11 Newton per meter square. Okay. This is the Y value they have given in the question, right? Given in the question. So it's a given data, right? So if you complete this mathematical process, we are getting 1.59 mm as the elongation. So the elongation is 1.59 mm. Next, see here, that is the strain is given by. The strain is given by. So the strain is given by, strain is equal delta L by L, no? Change in length by original length in case of rod. Okay. See, delta L just now we calculated 1.59 millimeter, but we have to take in meters because the length we are taking in meters. Right. So that is 1.59 into 10 to the power of minus 3 meters divided by 1 meter. Meter will get cancelled, and here it is a 1.59 into 10 to the power of minus 3 1.509 into 10 to the power of minus 3. That is, you can write it as 0.16%. 0.16%. Right. Next continuation. Next example problem, that is example 9.2. See here. A copper wire of length 2.2 meters and a steel wire of length 1.6 meters, both of diameter 3.0 millimeters, are connected end to end. I hope you are able to imagine end to end. One of the material is copper, another one is steel. For copper wire the length is 2.2 meters and for steel wire the length is 1.6 meters, but the diameter is same, that is 3.0 millimeters for both copper and steel, are connected end to end. Right. When stretched by a load, the net elongation is found to be 0.70 millimeter. The net elongation means that is the elongation in copper plus elongation in steel. Right. Finally, he is asking to find, obtain the load applied. Obtain the load applied. Okay. Right. See this. We know that y is equal to sigma by epsilon or E, whatever it may be the notation, that is to represent a strain. Okay. See here. See, before going to write this one, I want to say some information. That is, the copper and steel wires are under a tensile stress because they have the same tension equal to the load W. See, suppose it is the point of suspension, it is the copper rod, and then in connected to that steel rod, and here we suspended some load. So this load we have to calculate, right? That's why he is saying the copper and steel wires are under a tensile stress because they have the same tension. So the tension is equal to the load W that we are going to calculate now, and the same area of cross section A. The copper and steel wires are under a tensile stress because they have the same tension, that is the load, and the same area of cross section capital A. So that you can write, we have stress. Stress is equal to strain into Young's modulus. Stress is equal to strain into Young's modulus, and you can also write this one. Okay. Right. Now see this from this. See, stress means load by area is equal to YC into delta LC by LC is equal to YS into delta LS by LS. So here C means copper, S means steel. See the notation. C means copper, S means notation. Because of the load is same, no? Because of the area of cross section is same, no? So when the left hand side is same, we can equate the right hand side. That is the reason to write this expression mathematically. YC into delta LS, YC into delta LC by LC is equal to YS into delta LS by LS. Right. Next R, that is what? From this mathematical treatment. Delta LC by delta LS is equal to YS by YC into LC by LS. LC by LS, right. See, already they have given LC as 2.2 millimeters and LS as 1.6 meters, that we are going to substitute, and YS, YC values we got here. That is what in the same class we discussed before 10 minutes we discussed one table, right. So from the table like constant values, so Young's modulus of copper and Young's modulus of steel. So you substitute those two values also. So here finally we are getting delta LC by delta LS as 2.5. You just imagine like equation number 1. That is delta LC by delta LS is equal to 2.5. Next, total length elongation. That is delta LC plus delta LS. It is a given value. That is 0.7 millimeters. Just we have written in meters. Just only conversion took place. It is like equation 2. So we know A by B, we know A plus B. So you can find out AB, no? So that is what we did here. So from equations 1 and 2, delta LC is equal to 5.0 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meters and delta LS is equal to 2.0 into 10 to the power of minus 4 meters. Now, see, we are going to calculate W because we know the formula, no? right? That is what W is equal to A into YC into delta LC by LC. You can take LS also, no problem, right? Whatever it may be. But here we took YC, that is what copper, right? Because load is same, keep in mind, right? See, A means that is pi r square, ma. So pi into 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 whole square, right? Pi into 1.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3 whole square, that is what area. That is area, because diameter is 3.0 millimeter, no? Then what about radius? 1.5 millimeters, that's we are writing into meters. Into YC is 5.0 into 10 to the power of minus 4, right? That is what YC is 5.0 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into delta LC. Delta LC, how much we got? Sorry, that is delta LC is 5.0 into 10 to the power of minus 4, ma. And YC is 1.1 into 10 to the power of 11 divided by, this is what whole divided by, LC is LC is 2.2, ma. This is what 2.2, right? Okay. So if you complete this calculation mathematically, we are getting 1.8 into 10 square Newton. That is what the load, what he is asking to apply. So obtain the load applied. Okay, right. In this class, we discussed about elastic moduli and then Young's modulus. Afterwards, we discussed the Young's modulus and tensile strength values for different materials. Then we came to discuss two example problems. Those are example 9.1 and example 9.2, right? So our next class will continue with the next continuation example problem, that is 9.3. Okay, thank you.